Hello everyone, my name's Cliff and welcome back to my channel. This is Cliff's Dark Gems. And if you're new, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Because tonight, it's my August pile of possibilities. So stay tuned. Okay, welcome everyone. I thought I'd first of all talk about why I insist on calling my TBR a pile of possibilities instead of a TBR. That's because I like a little bit more freedom, a little bit more choice. TBR just sounds so restrictive, to be read, like you got no choice. I watched an awesome video recently by my friend Nikhil, and I'm going to talk about him later as well. And yeah, he talked about the pros and cons of a TBR. It was a really illuminating video, great video. But yeah, I just like having a pile of possibilities. And I could make it even bigger. Because sometimes there's room for mood reading in terms of what you're reading in the month. And as I'm going to show in my next video, sometimes I'll just add in a book out of the blue that wasn't in the original TBR or pile. And I'm going to read that because I feel like it. Because it makes me feel good, and because yeah, I'm in the mood for that at that time. So yeah, another thing is, yesterday was our 9th wedding anniversary. Woohoo! And so I'm wearing a slightly more, I'll call it romantic t-shirt than I usually do, but that's why I'm wearing a shirt, because we had a lovely evening last night, so that was a lot of fun. And yeah, okay, so let's get to the books. It's going to be a very busy month. I've got Garbaugust to discuss, a readathon. I've got a book event, our own book club, Fright Club. I've got a whole bunch of buddy reads that I'm going to talk about. And then quite a number of the books that are on my pile of possibilities were recommended down in the comments by my subscribers. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, for our Fright Club pick this month, we got Sphere by Michael Crichton. Now yeah, Fright Club is a book club that I run together with my friend Chris from Secrets Read. And I'll link the club link down below, the Discord link. So be sure to pop in and say hello. And yeah, I'm hoping this one really works for everyone that takes part. It's about time I got stuck into some sci-fi horror. Or maybe it sounds like more like a sci-fi thriller. I'm not sure. I have read Michael Crichton before, and I have enjoyed him. But this is basically about the spacecraft that is found at the bottom of the ocean. I think it's the Pacific Ocean, and it's fully intact. But there's something very dangerous on board that needs to be contained. Now I don't know anything else about it. I'm hoping we have a good time with it. And yeah, so that is Sphere by Michael Crichton. Okay, let me just first tell you about Garbaugust. And it's run every year. It was twice a year. It's a smaller event in the middle of the year. But it's run by the awesome Ollie from Criminally. And it's celebrating trashy fiction. Now, trashy doesn't have to mean that it's bad or that it's not good. It's supposed to be fun, and it can be anything from trashy horror, which is what I'm going to show you, kind of, you know, the kind of old vintage horror, 70s paperbacks from hell, or it could be something a little bit more smutty, or it could be very old school men's adventure. The thing is that it's not going to be on anyone's kind of literary classic list, if you know what I mean. It's just going to be fun. And so for these next 2 books, I actually had a vote. Brand new 5 paperbacks from hell that I had delivered, and I had in my last haul, and I asked viewers to vote which 2 of those I should read this month. And the vote is over, and the winners are Hellhound by Ken Greenhall, as well as The Nest by Gregory A. Douglas. So these are the 2 that I'm planning to read over the course of this next month. And yeah, they both fit into prompt 1 and 2 for Garbaugust. I know I think it's Garbaugust 4 something, the final chapter. I can't remember, sorry Ollie. But anyway, yeah, number 1 is read whatever you want, anything trashy, and number 2 is read something shocking. And I think these fit in both categories, to be honest. Anything from paperbacks from hell. So yeah, so what is Hellhound about? Hellhound is about a sentient dog, and he's pretty much a sociopath, and yeah, he gets rid of his owners. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of fun. Something different. And then you got the Nest, which is basically cockroaches, mutated cockroaches that feed on human flesh. So yeah, that's my kind of thing. Okay, now prompt number 3 for Garbaugust says cozy trash. Now this book I'm going to show up is not really cozy nor is it trash, but it's cozy for me. And yeah, it's maybe if you think about paperbacks from hell for horror, this is like the equivalent for classic fantasy. It's like vintage fantasy. And that is Dragonlance. Now, Dragonlance, I haven't got the first 3. I had the other collector's edition of the first 3. But that's okay, I read the whole entire series. It's a very long series. And this is just a childhood favourite. So that's why it's cozy. Although it gets a bit dark. But it's a childhood favourite with a story that's just fun. With dragons. And a half-elf. And a dwarf, I think. And yeah, and there's a wizard. Sort of wizard that's a bit crazy. And there's these creatures called Kenders who are awesome. They're like kind of the sort of hobbit thing. But they have no fear whatsoever. They're absolutely fearless. And they're also kleptomaniac, but they're kind of innocent about it. Like, how did they get in my pocket? That kind of thing. So they're comic relief, but it's just a fun series. And for me it's cozy. I wouldn't call it trash ever, because I love it. So I'm going to give this a reread. And I'm going to need to, because I've got some serious horror titles coming up, especially the next one. Okay, next up we have The Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum. And yeah, this is going to be a buddy read for me with my friend Mark on the book thing. And yeah, we both know it is a very dark, very disturbing, uncomfortable book that we're going to be reading. I've spoken about this, but yeah, we're going to go for it. And we're both a little bit nervous about it. Let me just quickly tell you what it's about. A teenage girl is held captive and brutally tortured by neighborhood children, based on a true story, which is something that is concerning. I think that makes the horror even more hard-hitting when you know that it's something that actually happened. And I mean, the young lady was Sylvia Likens, and yeah, this shocking novel reveals the depravity of which we are all capable. I'm not really going to say more about this, but we're going to chat in Discord, and I'll let you know how we feel. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. Yeah, The Girl Next Door. Okay, the next book is The River of Souls by Robert McCammon, who's becoming my favourite author. And this is another buddy read I'm going to be doing with my friend Nick Keel from Esteem. Now, we've been exploring the Matthew Corbett series. I think this is book 5. And we've both been loving it. But for me, people, there's been nothing below 4 stars. And 2 of the books in the series are probably in my top 5 books of the year. I absolutely love this character. And look, it's historical fiction. And it is very dark historical fiction. Sometimes, yeah, pretty much horror. But it's historical mystery fiction. And you go back in time, I think it's the 17th, 18th century, 17th century, and you're with this character, Matthew Corbett, who becomes almost like a modern day, or like Sherlock Holmes at that time, but he becomes a lot more. He evolves as a character. And I think after the character from, what's his name, the Dark Tower series, Roland, this is my second favourite character of all time. That's what's happened here, people. It's just the storytelling is magnificent. In every book, something different. And it is so immersive. You just get lost in the setting. Kind of in New York of that time. But yeah, it changes. And just, yeah, the setting, the storytelling, and the characters are so vivid and amazing. I think you'll love it. And if you love Robert McCammon, if you've read Boy's Life or Swan Song, you should give the series a go. So yeah, that's The River of Souls. And this one is actually nice and short, which is a pleasant change. Okay, so the next book was another subscriber vote down in the comments from my last video, my last haul video. And that was between All the Fiends of Hell by Adam Neville and The Reddening by Adam Neville. And the winner is All the Fiends of Hell. I just want to remind you what this is about. The Red Night of Bells heralds global catastrophe. Annihilation on a biblical scale. Immediately I'm hooked. Give me big time apocalyptic novels. Like that sounds like that's what it is. Lots of bloodshed. Seeing the morning is no blessing. The handful of scattered survivors are confronted by blood-red skies and an infestation of predatory horrors that never originated on Earth. An occupying force intent on erasing the remains of animal life from the planet. Yeah, this is going to be my kind of novel. I mean, I read The Ritual by the author and I really enjoyed it, but it was a 4 stars for me. There's just something missing. But this sounds like this is going to be my cup of tea. Apocalyptic horror. Oh, and the fourth thing for Garbaugust is apocalyptic trash. This ain't no trash, people, but it's still apocalyptic. Yeah. Okay, next up we got a science fiction book, people, and my first full-length science fiction novel. And this has been spoken about so positively on booktube. People have raved about this book. And that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. And now, yeah, I've heard only good things, but I've also heard it's best for this particular book, go in almost completely blind. But saying that, I'm going to read a little bit of the back. And by the way, I think it was my friend Mark from the book thing, who said when he finished the book he just had this grin on his face. He thinks I'm going to love it too. So I'm hoping I will. A lone astronaut, an impossible mission, an ally he never imagined. This character is a sole survivor on a desperate last chance mission, and if he fails, humanity and the Earth itself will perish. But right now he doesn't know that. All he knows is that he's been asleep for a very, very, very long time, and he's just woken to find himself hurtling through space, millions of miles from home. It's up to him to puzzle out an impossible scientific mystery, and he's got to do it alone. Or does he? Yeah, I've just heard the best things about this, so yeah, let's see if I like science fiction or not. Project Hail Mary. Anyone who's watched my haul, the last haul I did, it's going to be no surprises to the book that I'm going to pull out now. And I promised myself I'm going to read one series every month until I finish this book. And that is Michael McDowell, Blackwater. Yeah, this is like a treasure for me. So happy to have it. I love Michael McDowell. You must read the Elementals, people. And then yeah, so the first one is called Floodwater. I'm going in completely blind. I know the whole series is about this family. I think it's a very powerful, rich family in this little town, small town in Alabama. This character, he does Southern Gothic very, very well. And yeah, it's over generations, and obviously there's something that happens. But let's just go in blind and see, shall we? And the first one is called The Flood. So, presumably there's going to be a big flood. I don't know. But yeah, let's go, Blackwater. And the 10th book, and finally, we've got Metamorphosis from Franz Kafka. Now, the thing is, I was actually unsure about whether I want to read this, but I've been told by a few subscribers, comments, that you should read this. It's a classic. Excellent example of body horror and a must read. And it's also very, very short. So I should be able to finish this in one sitting. And yeah, what it's about. It's about, I think, a scientist. Oh, no, traveling salesman. He finds himself transformed into, I think it's an insect, yeah. An insect-like creature. And then he has to find ways to cope with his new condition. That's all I know. And yeah, it sounds very much like The Fly, the movie. Maybe it's different, I don't know. But yeah, it's a very short book. And I should be able to finish this very, very quickly. So I'm going to give Metamorphosis a go. Okay, so those are all the books I plan to read in August. 10 of them. I should actually be alright, because the books aren't very long. I think the longest one is about 400, 500 pages. There's quite a few short books as well. So I hope I cope this month with that. But yeah, my next video is going to be my wrap up for this month. I have read a couple of big books, people, but I'll be back for the next video. In the meantime, let me know what you thought of this video. Have you read any of the books that I'm going to be reading? What do you think? Engage with me down below. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Until next time, I hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourselves. Keep those pages turning. And cheers.